Welcome back to Soccer as We Like It, our midweek show, our post-game show for Europa's first leg quarter-final match between Manchester United and Sevilla. Final score: Man United 2, Sevilla 2. A result we're familiar with over the past because this is a team United just can't seem to beat. Joining me today is the one and only Houston Denver Red Army, Louis. Louis, welcome to the show. Where do we bloody start? I can't. We all started. We saw Sabitzer scoring two left shots. Any striker would have been passed. Would be pleased for the team goal, the Martial involvement, the way the game was going. We thought 4 goals, 5 goals were coming today. We thought the Spanish curse is done. Then, as they say, the flip of a coin. Two bits. Second half. Second half. One half was great. And the rest is history. Tell me what happened today.
We talked about this at the beginning of the season. We've talked about it constantly. We've known that the depth of this squad. We were really concerned about whether or not we could last in the season, right? We knew it wasn't enough. We knew we were not deep enough. We knew that we had a crazy congested schedule.
Right.
This was bound to happen, and of course we believed that we could make it, right? We were hoping upon hope that we could make it. But this is where we're at. This is the clear problem with this team and where we need to be. Our bench is not good enough. We can't rely on certain center backs named Jacob to come in and lead the team. It's a constant problem. It's when Bruno's on the field, we have no leader. We have no captain. When Martinez and Varane are simultaneously injured, we have no organization in our back four. It's just so sad that we carry on with these players that just don't belong. They don't belong here. And this is the results that we have with the tools that we are given. Everybody messed up. Everybody messed up today's second half. It was horrible.
It was a game of two bloody halves. And like I told you earlier, I said this right. At one point, we were celebrating. Yeah, we're in the semi-finals. We've got in Sevilla. Game of two halves. We did sometimes behind every thought of every United fan. You just feel we need to score more.
Yeah,
I just felt, and with the only saving grace is the away goals don't count any difference anymore. Could you imagine with 2 away goals? We will be done.
Yeah, no, it's and this is finishing has been something that we've talked about, constantly. Anthony has a beautiful cut in, takes on a defender, and he banks it off the crossbar, right? Who was it? Malacia missed an open sitter. Weghorst comes in late and can't create anything for you. It's just we've been crying out for a striker. We need someone who can consistently finish. I thought Martial played very, very well in the first half. I thought he did create for us. It was nice to see kind of that number 9 role do what it's supposed to. He's made of glass. He's made of glass. We don't know how long he'll be fit. We don't know if he can be consistent. And it was nice to see. It was nice to see that Martial could play a deeper role and open it up for Sabitzer and play beautiful balls through the middle and play beautiful balls over the top. And we could have a midfielder that we could free, release to create these kinds of moments. But Sabitzer is also has not been consistent, with his time at United. Casemiro very well could have been out after that brutal tackle in the first half, which should have been a red card and would have been a red card if it was the other way around. We cannot rely on our bench when the stars go down, when the big names go down. You know, that we're a middle to bottom half side once we bring on the Alengas, once we bring on the Maguires, Weghorst, these type of players. It's
There's
just
a
it's
drop.
not good
There's a
enough.
drop
There's a
between.
massive drop. There is such a massive disparity between the first and second team. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Look at City's bench. Look at Bayern Munich's bench, Real Madrid's bench. First team players on the bench fighting for that spot, elevating the quality of the entire team. We don't have that. We have the guys that will definitely play, no matter what, unless they literally cannot carry on, then you guys get a shot. And I mean, it's just no way. It's no way to fight for a title, a cup trophy. It's no way to carry on. And we really, really, really have to get out of this system. But of course, we don't know when that's going to happen. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous right now.
Wow. So, as we know, a game or two halves. Man United flying in the second half. I think at that point, Sevilla thought, all right, how many more can we concede? So they kept it tight, made sure they didn't concede. As United just went there and completely threw this game away.
They
Throwing
really
a
did.
two,
They really threw it away because I mean Sevilla had there was no threat. There was no threat from Sevilla. They created nothing. They created absolutely nothing. Malacia, the first own goal, no clue what's going on there. He's trying to run him down. He stretches. It makes no sense. The second own goal, I've been hearing a lot of people say like you can't really blame Maguire because it really just kind of deflects off his face and he's not really ready for it. And I get that. I do. Maguire dropped the quality of the entire team overall when he came onto the field. And what it really boils down to, honestly, is just the inability to organize the back four and play as a unit. It's what even, and I was saying this earlier, even in the Malacia the Malacia own goal, the ball travels through the 18. I believe it's 3 times. It goes out, it comes back in, it goes out one more time, and that's when the own goal happens. But it's just there's zero the contribution from the middle. It goes over Maguire's head just easily. There's no pressure, there's no fight, there's no interception, there's no deflection, there's no attempt at the ball. It just flows so freely through that space. And I mean, it's why we see Martinez have to work extra hard and cover him. I fully believe that's why he got injured. Trying to do something that he's done countless times for us before, which is just play on the ball. And he has to work too hard back there. He has to work too hard to make it happen. And luckily, I was just reading before we came on. It seems like it's not that serious, but if Martinez, if it turns out that he's out till the end of May or even worse into the summer, and Varane is out for God knows how long,
Magaluf,
anything is done.
Lindelof.
Any title that we had a shot at is over. If those two are both injured and incapable to play, there's no coming back. That's it for us. Luke Shaw's hurt. Varane is hurt. Martinez hopefully is not hurt, but is at least hurt for maybe the weekend. We can't run a club like this. We cannot be this shallow in our roster. We really, really desperately have to make some changes. And dear God, man, Harry Maguire, just don't put on the shirt ever again, dude. Do not put on the fact that he comes in and Bruno's taken off, which I thought was a mistake. I thought that was a very bad decision. But the fact that Maguire carries the armband after that that's a joke, man. That is an absolute joke. there is no communication coming from the center backs when he is on the field. There's no organization. There's no pushing the team forward. There's no rally. There's no leader. You know, even with Casemiro there, it broke down. You know what I mean? He cannot continue to wear the armband for us. He cannot continue to be a center back for Manchester United. It's over, dude. It's over. The run is over. You've been carried. He's basically on welfare. He's basically a make-a-wish for England. Like, the government is like just doing this guy a favor, keeping him in the England squad and keeping him in the Manchester United squad, for real. I don't get it. I don't understand it, man. He's got some dirt on somebody, or he's got some friends in some very, very high places, because there is, I cannot point to another example in Manchester United history or any club's history that gives somebody that messes up this much so many chances and keeps them in the first team and allows them to wear the captain's band. You can't tell me another example. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in football. This is a travesty. This is a joke. And look, people are going to say, I can't blame the whole game on Maguire, and I don't. Malacia was horrible. Weghorst did nothing when he came in. So many problems throughout the team today. But just the fact that he continues to come on disorganized and wear the captain's armband, it baffles me. I'm totally over it. I'm beyond Maguire at this point. I don't care. I don't care. Break his contract, buy him out. I don't care. Get him out. It's over.
As you can see, we've gone from, like you said earlier, we've come from happiness to a nightmare. Like Eli said, even Freddy Krueger would have looked at this is too much of a nightmare for even Freddy Krueger that we are living in. We saw this week the Glazers saying they are going to go to a third bid, which is going to not be decided to mid-April, mid-May, which has turned the whole transfer window upside down on its head. Then you now have this travesty of a game that was already in the bag.
One thing as a Manchester United fan base that we can expect now is at least one more season of this, if not just 6 months of this. The transfer window is going to be poor. We might make one interesting signing, but we're going to keep the players that we have because we have no other options. We're going to go through the summer preseason tour without signing anyone, without bringing any. We won't sign anyone early in the transfer window. There's no way. So they won't train with us in the summer. So it'll take them a few months in the season to get started, to get acclimated, to produce for us. So we'll play mediocre football until January, and possibly pick up one or two signings if the finalization of the sale has gone through, if we have new owners. And then maybe we can start to see some significant changes. But the Glazers have ruined the next 6 to 8 months for us. It's
absolute nightmare.
It's their greed. It's their selfishness. These are horrible people. At the end of the day, these are horrible people. You can say, oh, look, it's just a sports team and this and that, but what you do to an entire community, and then what you do to the young footballers in that club that have aspirations to play at a high level, play for their country, to build wealth for themselves and their families. These kids that have this dream, you're screwing that up. You're screwing that up. It happened for Donnie. It happened for players like Dan James. Players that came in and had tons and tons of potential. We had nothing to offer them. We offered them dilapidated stadiums, dilapidated training grounds, massive contracts for the wrong players, shit contracts for the players that make a difference, horrible scouting staff, missing key pieces in support staff, no director of football. We are reaping what has been sown by the Glazer family. we're nearing the end of a season that was way too congested with no depth because of their greed, because of their dividends, because of all this. These people that don't care about one of the largest fan bases in the world, don't care about the community around Manchester itself, don't care about the players within Manchester. It's disgusting.
Right.
It's
So
really, really disgusting.
I'm going to ask you now, as it stands at 2-2, away goals go and don't count. Can United find a way back from this tie? It's going to be difficult, without a
It's
doubt.
going to be extremely difficult, and it's going to be in Spain.
With
It,
cheating and diving and all sorts of trying to con the ref. Because
it's
once Sevilla score one,
yeah, it's over.
because it looks
And
like the ties is going to be starting afresh because the away goals don't count. It's just like, you know,
the only way I see that you can comfortably, and I mean comfortably, because you can, it's tournament football. You can always get a 1-0. There's always a chance, right? There's always a chance. But the only way that you can go to Sevilla and have a productive, controlled game of football like you did in the first half today is if you drastically, and I mean drastically, make changes to the lineup with the tools that you have. Maguire cannot play. Don't forget about starting. Maguire cannot play. He cannot play. I don't know who you put there. I don't know if you put Casemiro there. I don't know. You put somebody else there. That's number one. McTominay can't play. Can't start, can't play. Allow Fred, Sabitzer, someone to come in there, maybe in that role. You don't have a Bruno, so maybe that has to be an Ericsson. You don't have, maybe you have Rashford, maybe you don't. It seems like he's maybe 3 to 6 weeks, so probably not. I like the starting three that we went with: Sancho, Anthony, and
Martial.
I like that. I thought it worked very well for the first half, so you probably keep that. You can't put Lindelof next to Maguire and get out of that. And honestly, I don't know
Not
if
in
you.
Spain. Not in
I don't
Spain.
even know if you allow Malacia to play there, for that game, or if he does limited minutes, because the occasion, and I like him. He's a good player. He's a good soccer player. The big occasion got to him and seems to get to him. It happens in big games. He's young. He's just not experienced. He's not ready. So again, I don't know who you put there. Maybe you put God, I don't even know. Maybe you chuck a winger there. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe Sancho plays deep.
So we're literally
Like
scraping by.
I'm saying, like, you literally pull off a Sir Alex Ferguson, 11 defenders on the field, no striker, and go and you win a game. Like I'm really saying, like, it's got to be like Dutch possession, like possessive style, like keep the ball, don't allow Sevilla to touch it, move it fast. You know, the speed of play in La Liga is not the speed of play in the Premier League. It's
True.
not. It's why these teams get completely torn up when they play Premier League teams.
Right.
The speed is like it's we can do it, and we've done it, and we've had a lot of success this season doing it. But yeah, I think you have to make drastic. I think you have to throw something out there that Sevilla are not ready for.
Right. So as it stands, you are hopeful with the conditions you've set in terms of certain players should not be allowed to play in that game. Then
Yeah,
United will find a way around it. But before that, United play Nottingham Forest this weekend. I think that's an away fixture. I don't know with the way things are falling apart slowly, and it's like some of the, when you go and get your tire chain and the screw's not tightly put on, and the wheel
yeah,
starts to do this, and before soon it's going, and the car go.
yeah.
I'm
No,
beginning
it's
to see some of the screws are starting to get a bit loose on the
yeah,
wheels.
no, 100%. Look, man, the depth is a problem. And I'll keep saying it. The depth is a problem, and going into Fort, look, it's a game that we should win comfortably.
Right,
And we're sat here
buried
going,
them.
we're sat here going, I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know if we can go and we can get a result at Nottingham away.
How can
Um,
something so right turn so wrong? So it's like a blink of an eye. I mean, a lot of United fans I've spoken to are still in a trance, thinking, did this game really happen? Did we draw this game?
And that's the thing is, like, we knew that this was possible. We knew that this could happen. We knew that certain players were playing too long, playing 90 minutes every single game, 3 games a week, and not being rotated. We knew that this was a possibility. We knew that if we changed certain players, that the backup players could not perform and could not produce. We knew this. We knew this was a possibility. We've been skating on the mastery that has been Ten Hag, even though I think he got it very wrong today. Ten Hag has been a magician, a MacGyver, putting together rubber bands and paper clips to keep this club together and to have as much success as he had. It is phenomenal what he's been able to put together so far.
Right.
But he just doesn't have the tools. It's like I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Fury. Brad Pitt, the tank drivers and all that. And
right.
The tank is like the radiator don't work, and then the engine don't work, and then they got to put a new track on it, and then the gun don't fire, and they steal pieces from other tanks. That's basically what we're doing.
Right.
So
it gets to a point of, is this probably a bridge too far?
It looks like we're coming to the end of our rope. And what we believe is that the players that are Manchester United can just continue to give it everything they've got and continue to go out there and play as hard as they can, even if they start to lose. But as we saw last season, we don't know if we have the players to give it their all.
Right.
To bleed for the club. Some of them are. Some of the new ones are. The ones that are happy to be here.
Right.
We know some of the legends are. David De Gea is. Luke Shaw for sure. But we know how these players react in the face of adversity, and it ain't great.
Right. The mental toughness is not available as it is, as it should be. But I was going to quickly go over with you, like, the lineup today wasn't a bad lineup. It was just a lineup.
Not at all.
That lineup should have scored more goals.
100%. I was very happy with the original lineup. I thought it was going to be a solid game. I was looking for the third goal to put it away.
Right.
Finish it off.
When the third goal did not come, panic started to pop in, and I think United were like, you know what? Let's try and see it out. It is, I've always said this. This team, this all they do. This is Europa. That's the bread and butter. That's all they do. They might be having a shambolic season in La Liga currently, but when it comes to Europa, there's something there. It is like this, because if you look at those goals, they were not going anywhere. On a normal day, those goals would not have happened. But just to get 2 own goals, that really tough.
And that's the thing, right? It's like, and I kept hearing, because the fan base talks about the Sevilla curse and this kinds of things. There's no superstition here. Sevilla didn't earn a win today.
No.
We gave it away. It was our fault.
No, the Spanish curse is kind of like, just when you think you have put them away, here comes all sorts of bad luck. Martinez goes off, carrot stretcher.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's arrogance.
It could be.
But I mean, it's not a curse, man. It's us. Nobody put the juju on us. No one said, "Hey, stop playing at 60 minutes."
So
no one told him to do that.
Mourinho couldn't put Sevilla away. Ole couldn't put Sevilla away, and Ten Hag has 90 minutes to put them away.
That's a different Sevilla, different players, different manager. That's a difference. That's not the Sevilla that we played today. The Sevilla that we played today did not claw back from 2-0 down. No, they didn't. We did it. We gave it to them. We gave it away. This is all on Manchester United. The best goal scorers on the field were in Manchester United shirts. This is either it's arrogance and we thought, it's in the bag. You know what I mean? Or it's just laziness. And they thought, 2-0. Well, yeah, whatever. They won't get 2. They won't get 2. The guys in the back, they'll do their job. Oh, the guys in the middle, they'll do their job. everything that is done on the soccer field has to be done as a team. There's always individual brilliance.
I think
Always individual
they,
brilliance.
they as a team would be just as dumbfounded as we are as a fan base. Like, what just happened? Before you realize you had the final whistle, like, what?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that some of the players in that team are looking at each other and they're going like, we're doing this again. I don't think they'll be dumbfounded. I'll be like, yeah, this is what we do, isn't it? Because they're thinking about last season. At least I hope they are. I hope they're looking at each other and going, yeah, man, remember when we did this under Ren? Remember when we did this under Ole? I hope they're looking at each other and just going, man, this is all we're good for.
Right. So United have played a 2-2 draw. Second leg is next Thursday. All eyes and all roads lead to Spain Sevilla. Before that game, there is a manner of a Nottingham Forest Premiership game to be played on Sunday. Where are you with this?
I really hope that we can continue to get results, but we need to continue to do well in the Premier League. We need to continue to keep that top 4 spot because obviously, we're in a position where the Europa League is not so cut and dry as it was
Before the game.
Yeah, before the game, our top center backs were fit. You know what I mean? Before the game, Bruno was only on a yellow. So the Europa League path is not clear. We have to continue to try to get results, especially against bottom of the table teams. Where does Nottingham sit right now?
I think they're in the bottom 7.
I mean, if they're
I think they're fighting relegation.
They are 18th. They're in relegation. This should not be a problem for us. This should not be a problem for us, but it might be. It might be. It might be if you have Harry Maguire and Lindelof there in a back 2 or worse in a back 3. I don't know who you chuck back there with him. Keep Maguire off and bring one of the U23s up. I don't know who's playing center back for them, but whoever it is, bring them up. Because I guarantee you, whatever shift they put in, they're going to fight harder, longer, give it everything they got, way more than Harry Maguire would. I guarantee it.
Right.
I guarantee it. And you know what? Whatever kid you bring up, chuck the captain's armband on his arm and let Maguire see that.
Well, you've heard it from Louis, Houston Red Army, Denver Red Army, on a night of absolute game of 2 halves with United, flying, playing scintillating, scientific and mesmerizing football in the first half, and goal scored by a midfielder who was playing like an absolute striker. That pass from Marcel was perfect. Any player will be proud of that.
And look where he started that play. He's on his midfield line. Playing deep, coming, collecting the ball, and creating. It was beautiful.
Then all that to all being vain with 2 calamitous goals at the back of the 2 own goals it's just too hard to fathom, mate. Just too hard to fathom. But as they say, football is a funny old game. On that note, it's been an absolute pleasure again, Mr. Louis. We'll see you on our game on Sunday after the Nottingham Forest match. Hopefully not another disaster again. And hopefully we'll see if Magaluf starts, which is Lindelof and Maguire. But there's so many pictures flying around of, Harry putting his hand on his head and the girl looking dumbfounded, kneeling by the post. It's just a nightmare. But that's the beautiful game. Louis, an absolute pleasure once again. From all of us, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Our channel is growing fast, but with your help, it could grow faster. Louis, goodbye and good night. See you soon, brother.
Thank you, my man.
You take care,
Have
bro.
a good one.
You too, mate.